Happy Friday bye week eve, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope you've had a good week. And chat, I see y'all was already going before we got started per usual. Yep, I got my eye on the Cavs, my left eye on the Cavs, and my right eye on the World Series as we pod. It's all good. We can walk and chew gum and have fun together. But listen, we got an interesting topic to touch on tonight regarding someone who we all know who has some interest in being a future Ohio State coach. So we're going to talk about that and dive into it. Before we do anything, please hit that like button, that little thumbs up. Hit that as soon as you can. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Go ahead and click that button and then hit the bell so that you get notifications whenever we go live. And remember, when you guys send your wonderful super chats, best super chat questions and comments in the land, by the way, it helps go towards the Pay It Forward, which is our military and our first responders. And we're going to look out for them because they always look out for us. You know what I mean? All right, Nevada, what's up, brother? How you doing on this fine Friday evening with no game tomorrow? Crap.
Well, there is a game tomorrow. There's a game. My second favorite team is playing, which is whoever's playing Michigan. So
True.
I'm dressed up in my green and white tonight and got the little Sparty helmet on and everything like that, marching around the house and stuff. So get ready for Michigan at Michigan State. Be rooting that one. I got a big UFC card starting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Like you said, you got the Cavs game, you got the Wolves. I mean, there's just sports palooza, but just none of our beloved Buckeyes. So we
Yeah.
just got to we're one day closer to them playing, so we just got to get through the day 24 hours at a time, man. One day at a time, brother.
Where's our guy Intrinsic, man, with the go green, go white chant? What's
I
up,
know.
brother? I
Go
know you
green,
out there watching.
go white.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've been a mess. Just real quick on that. They've been a mess. What do you think the chances are of them actually putting it together and pulling off the upset tomorrow? Because Michigan ain't all that. It's not about Michigan. Michigan State has just been a mess the past few weeks. So is there any chance? Are you saying there's a chance, Nevada?
I'm picking them to win. I'm picking.
Ooh,
I am
ooh.
predicting a 14-point underdog Michigan State to win outright against Michigan tomorrow. I'm calling it
Wow.
31-28. I know that now that would disqualifies as a bold prediction. But here's my thoughts on it. My thought are twofold. One, Michigan has been really mediocre or below mediocre on the road this year. You look at their three
Yeah.
road games, at Oklahoma blown out, at Nebraska won by 3, at USC blown out. So they're a bullies. They're those bully team that when the crowd's behind them and they're beating up on some bad team in the big blouse, they win and Underwood you can clown it up and do his thing. But whenever there's any adversity,
Yeah.
it just hits them hard. And Underwood is capable of making the big mistake.
He
You know,
is.
it just at any time he is capable of making the big mistake. And if it turns against them, the crowd's on him. And if there ever was a fan base that hates Michigan as much as Ohio State does, it's
True.
Michigan State. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that is not going to be a pleasant experience for those guys. And I just have a feeling it's gonna. Maybe it's a little bit of hopium calling for the outright victory, but I definitely like them plus the 14 points. And maybe again we'll have a big laugh on Nevada and they'll lose 50-0 or something. But I just have a feeling. I think Michigan State's gonna. I like their quarterback. I like
Yeah.
their wide receiver. I think they can put. They've proven they can score points. And I just don't trust Bryce Underthrower not to make mistakes tomorrow in that game. I think he'll try to play hero ball. He'll make mistakes. He'll put the ball on the ground. Have it intercept the air, and I've got the Spartans with the victory.
I would so love that, man. I mean, listen, Sparty, load the box up and just sell out for the run. Okay? Just do that. If they get a 50-50 jump ball to McCulley or whatever his name is, so be it. Load up and stop the run first. Just do that. And then, move the ball, score. Like, that's my only concern with them. I think they'll move the ball, Nevada, and threaten and, score maybe, at least, get down the field and be in position to score. I'm just concerned about their undisciplined defense not being gap sound to stop their run. That's my biggest concern. I do think it's going to be closer than what the spread is. Michigan's not going to cover, I don't think. But boy, I would love for them to win. That would be a treat because I just have my hope is just not very high. Nevada.
No, I just have a feeling, man. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that one could be a. We've look. There's been bigger shockers than a 14-point underdog winning before, and
True.
certainly, and that is definitely a rivalry game. And it's in. I mean, look, what was Michigan? How many points underdog was Michigan last year against us? And
21, 20,
there's
20.
something that they pulled it off. So I mean, Michigan State can do this. They've got the tools to do this, and I know the crowd's going to be hostile. And I'm really just kind of. I really think Underwood is just a mental midget, and I think he's going to melt down. I really, really do believe that.
It's a night game too, right? Yeah,
Huh? Is
I
it? Is it
believe
a night?
so.
Is it a
I
night
believe
game?
so. I'm about to check right now because if it is, I'll give a little more confidence. Let's see.
I hope it's
Skunk
in that.
Skunk Weasels at Sparty. Yep. See, Skunk Weasels came up when I searched it.
Oh,
All right. Let's see. Yep. 7:30.
oh wow!
Okay.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Yeah, yeah. That could be a something, man. That atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I hear you, man. I'm hoping against hope. They have nothing to lose, and nobody's going to pick them.
Yeah.
So for them to pull this off would be great, and it will be some nice justice. In light of all the everything going on. So, and we'll get to more possibly at the end on some games this weekend as well. But I want to kind of get into the topic a little bit, and I'm going to start it off this way. Before we get into the title, which is former national champion coach interested in joining the Ohio State staff, I want to set it up by pointing something out here. First of all, Ryan Day had a scheduling conflict, so he could not do his coaches show that he normally does, excuse me, every week. So they had Matt Patricia fill in, and they had your boy Pantoni fill in, and Diebler. He was the last coach in, which was cool. It was good to hear from Matt Patricia. There were some quotes that got out there. So Matt Patricia, this just in, happy at Ohio State. So I got some quotes from you, but more specifically, it's going to be pertaining to the topic at hand. And I wanted to start off with this. But here it is right here. So he was asked about Larry Johnson. He said he does an unbelievable job with the defensive line. For years, we've always grabbed guys that he's coached. No matter where he's been, Patricia said, he's been a huge resource for me. I think he's done a great job with these young guys. For me to be able to lean on him, to be able to do some of the things we want to do at the front has been great. He's been amazing. And so there was other things he said about him too that was, just singing his praises. So, I posted it on my socials. We've seen it all over the socials, and it's one of those things. I know the whole back and forth with Jim Knowles and versus Patricia. You got that element. It's really not about that per se, but I know there was some rumors and talk about some head butting with Knowles and Larry Johnson. I'm not going to get into that. The point is that there's no rumors of head butting with Patricia and Johnson, and this quote just really speaks to that. But the one thing I want to mention is with Larry Johnson. We've been very consistent on Buckeye Scoop about pushing back against the narrative that he needs to retire, he needs to be fired, and he's not good enough, and he needs to go from some of the media and fans. And so I'm just
Wait,
happy to
wait,
see.
wait, 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 wait a
Go
second.
ahead.
Bimo, was that ever said? Did anybody ever say that about Larry Johnson?
Oh
They wanted
yes.
him. I'm
Oh
just,
yes.
I'm
Oh
just.
yes, bro. Like it craziness. Like I'm surprised you didn't catch that. Like that was a consistent narrative, and it really still is. Even earlier this season, but in the offseason, I should say, there were rumblings. And listen, I'm not going to call them out because I don't want to give them the satisfaction. But there's certain Twitter accounts who they love to hate on Larry Johnson. Y'all know who they are. And there's just fans, and there were even some media who just consistently like maybe it's time for him to go. And I'm just like, chill. Like based on what? Like, come on, man. Listen, I know we didn't get the 5-star guy over here. Okay, cool. But what about this natty? What about this development? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, hearing Patricia talk the way he's talking now, it's just like that's just dope, man. So wanted to start off before we get into the topic by saying we're very happy Larry Johnson has remained here despite some of the haters. And remember, during media session for I believe it was for the game against Texas or the Rose Bowl, Larry Johnson spoke to this. He spoke in kind of in frustration about some of the rumors and people talking and stuff like that. So we're glad he's here. I wanted to lay that out there before we get into the topic, Nevada.
Yeah, no, we've always been supportive of Larry, and I think we're there's a little bit of a honeymoon period going on with the defense, with Patricia, with with Johnson, with everybody right now because we're undefeated under that new staff. We're leading the country in point. You know what I'm saying? It's like we haven't had to face any adversity. We haven't had to loss. We haven't had, so well, I think we've probably quieted a lot of the people on that. Let's run Larry Johnson out of town. He's too old,
Yeah.
and he did. Wait till heaven forbid there's any adversity. Oh man, they will come out nice because you understand there's always got to be one. You have to have a whipping boy,
Yeah.
and yeah, on the staff there's always got to be one. And right now, like who are you gonna whip? Because it was Stud, and then he left, and then um now you've got Tyler Bowen, and well, who's the offensive line? I'm completely having a senior moment. Who's the offensive line coach that was between Stud and Bowen? The guy that went to the Arizona Cardinals.
Justin Fry.
Justin Fry. I can't believe I forgot his name. Justin Fry. But I mean, man, people hated on him.
They
Just
did.
hated. So now it's like you can't really. There's nobody to get on it. I don't who would be the least favorite staff? It's still got to be Larry Johnson, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yes. He's basically he's lying dormant right now until something happens. Let us lose a recruit. Let a recruit we wasn't even recruiting say, "Oh, my top 5 was Ohio State, and I chose this school over Ohio State." They'll be right back on Larry Johnson's butt. Like that's just this. I'm telling you, bro. Like people are obsessed. There are some people who are obsessed with just Larry Johnson got to go. He's too old. He's done. Retire. I've seen it, bro. It's crazy, but they'll argue with you tooth and nail over it.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, hopefully that never comes back. But if it does, here's my segue into the thing. There's
Boom.
a coach that's got some defensive line experience, got some really solid recruiting chops, and a high level of interest in getting back in the coaching game, and specifically at Ohio State, and that would be Ed Orgeron, Coach O, the former head coach of LSU. When I knew him when he was at USC, and he was with Pete Carroll, and he was part of that recruiting mafia that they had there. And let me tell you what, you want to talk about a high energy guy, good in the room, larger than life type of character. That's Coach O. So rumors of him having interest in Ohio State, and I think it's legitimate. I think there's mutual interest in terms of doing it. And were Larry Johnson to move on, because Larry is in his how old is Larry? 80 or something. I mean, Larry's
Ooh,
older.
let me look
I
that
mean,
up.
he's old. Were he to move on, Coach O could be a guy that could step in and replace him. And once we've gotten Matt Patricia on your staff, former NFL head coach, anybody's in Chip Kelly leaving the UCLA head coaching job to take a coordinator's job at Ohio State, we can get anybody. We
Yeah.
literally could get anybody to come here. So Coach Orgeron, sincere interest, could be linking to Ohio State unless he gets a head coaching job somewhere else. So stay tuned on that.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's 73 years old, by the way.
Okay.
But Ed Ed Orgeron is a character too. You talk about great interviews and great energy. Even just his Bayou voice would just be great theater for the media here. Say what you
Hold
want to
on,
say.
hold on. Whose Bayou voice do you like better? Do you like Brian Kelly's Bayou voice, or do you like Ed Orgeron's Bayou voice? Which one's better? Which one's better?
I'm gonna go with Brian Kelly. It's more natural.
It's more authentic.
You could tell he was born with it. That is hilarious, Brian Kelly. Good lord. But Ed Orgeron reminds me of Waterboy Coach.
Oh yeah.
The way he goes on, but that's going to be entertaining, man, if we can get him. So now, what do you think if he comes here? You said he's a good recruiter, a great recruiter. Excuse me. I don't remember him being a great recruiter because, like,
Oh,
okay,
oh,
that
oh, oh,
staff
oh,
was
oh,
great.
oh, oh, he was unbelievable, dude. I'm telling you what,
Okay,
he was absolutely unbelievable. He could pull from anywhere. Obviously, got ties to the deep south. Can go literally could go anywhere. I mean, he was in the movie The Blind Side. That's how you know
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he's that guy, and him. A guy with that kind of energy, with that kind of background, the guy who genuinely loves recruiting at that level, with the brand and culture of Ohio State behind him, I I, I can't even imagine what he could do. Now, NIL, I'm sure, has blunted some of this because things are
yeah.
different now in the NIL era. But I just think he's a guy that would be successful in any era at any place. But at Ohio State, with the resources that we have, I just, I think of it this way. I thought of, when Urban Meyer was rumored to have been interested in Ohio State, I would be like, oh my gosh, can you imagine Urban Meyer at Ohio State with our, resources and in-state recruiting and
Right.
his experience, and we got a chance to see it. Well, I want to see Coach O with our resources. I want to see what he can do recruiting. I just want to see the show because I think I really think he's the best just in terms of recruiting. So I'm not talking about development. I'm talking about training. I'm talking about as a tactician, but as a pure recruiter, he might be the best pure recruiter as an assistant coach in college football. That's how good I think he is, and I think he'd be unbelievable. It would be so much fun to watch at Ohio State. I can't even. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. I just like his personality. He's funny, but he does seem like he would be great in a living room, talking to a family. You know what I'm saying? With that accent. But again, we're not pushing Larry J out. He's 73 though. I know the others have tried to, not us. Stay as long as you can. But at some point he will go. And I did see some comments on my socials saying that very thing. Like, man, when he goes, I hope we can get somebody to replace him. And then I saw this nugget, and I'm like, there you go. I mean, that would be great. So, but the question is, I know Ryan Day is not. I was looking at the nugget, and Ryan Day is not like super familiar with him, but he's intrigued, right? Is what the nugget says. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, you think about it. It's not like Matt Patricia and Ryan Day went way back or had some. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm,
I mean, Coach O is just he's one of those guys. I mean, there's always 2 degrees of separation from somebody with Orgeron and Day's tree that they've both been out there at the top of. I mean, he won a national championship at LSU. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a guy that is a household name, is a brand name, and I think that's the level of coach that Ryan Day is now looking to attract to Ohio State because he realizes, coaching at the college level is almost determinative of success. It's like the better coaches win, no matter where they go, they win. And I think one of the reasons, not the only reason, there's probably about 7 or 8 or 9 reasons why, but one of the reasons why Saban won so consistently at Alabama, he always had better assistants than everybody else. Man, he'd go
yeah,
out and get Lane Kiffin as you know what I'm saying? Like he
yeah,
had really, really top name. Even if they only meant staying there a year or 2 years or whatever it was, he'd go out and do it. And you're starting to see Ryan Day do that. I mean, Ryan Day went out and got Chip Kelly, turned out to be a 1 year rental. Hey, we got a natty.
yeah,
Okay, thanks, Chip. See you on down the road. Went out and grabbed Matt. We lose Jim Knowles, goes out and grabs Matt Patricia. That was not on anybody's bingo card. Matt Patricia as the
at all.
DC. We were looking at, can we get the guy from Virginia Tech? Can we get the guy from, I mean, like he went out and got Matt Patricia. So, I put nothing by Ryan now, and I think he's got his sights set high in terms of the level of assistance, the level of people he brings into the organization and the program. And Coach O would just be, I mean, it would, like I said, we're not ushering Larry on down the road, whether they bring Coach O on in some other capacity and then as like a coach in waiting. And there's a lot of things they could do with him, but boy, he'd be fun to see at Ohio State. He's a ball of energy, that's for sure.
Yeah, and this definitely tracks with the Saban 2.0, Alabama 2.0 trajectory for sure. And because again, as we said, it's not just Ryan Day wanting to do that. We're starting to do it, and coaches are seeing it. It's just like, want to get back into college? Ohio State your destination, just like Bama was with Saban. So this will be dope, man. If we could pull this off, it'd be great. But for now, Coach Larry Johnson, keep cooking, keep developing, doing what you're doing. We are not pushing you out, brother. Stay here. But you got to go at some point. And if Coach O steps in, that's absolutely a home run for sure. So we actually got some super chat stacking up. Did you have anything to say to that before we got into them?
Well, I just think that, for me, it just I think your point about Alabama 2.0 is right on. I just think that this is a continuation of the evolution, the maturity, the leveling up of Ryan Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ryan Day now is looking to level up his staff. His sights are high, his expectations are high, and it's a guy that's operating at the top of his field right now, and he wants to stay there. And if you're going to do that, these would be whether it be Coach O or somebody. These are the types of hires that you make if you want to stay on. You're not hiring the fifth intern that your brother-in-law knew or your
Right.
cousin's son or something like that. You're going out and getting guys that were former NFL or college head coaches and bringing them into staff. I mean, like the fact that Chip Kelly was the current head coach at UCLA,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Big Ten school that
True.
left the head coaching job to take a coordinator's gig at Ohio State. I mean, do you think about that, B? I mean,
Yes.
th-
That's
that
crazy.
that's crazy. It wasn't like he got fired at UCLA and he was the
Yeah.
former UCLA. He was the current UCLA head coach.
Yeah. That was
I mean,
amazing.
that was amazing. That'd be like Lincoln Riley leaving USC to become your offensive coordinator or something like that.
Yeah. I
Literally,
don't think.
it's the same thing.
Yeah. I don't think people to this day understand how great that was.
Oh no.
But
Well, people questioned the hire at the time, just like they did on Matt
yeah.
Patricia. We probably got more pushback on Chip Kelly than we did on Matt Patricia. Chip Kelly, the offense game has passed him by. He doesn't know. He never won anything at Oregon. Like, oh wow, he
Ridiculous.
lost by 1 point to Cam Newton in Auburn, and
Right.
in the national championship game with a team from Oregon that has no recruiting base, that has nothing, and they came within 1 point of winning the national championship. And that's supposed to be evidence that he stinks, that he can't get it done. Oh, because he failed as an NFL head coach. Wow, kind of like Matt Patricia. We should go look for all those guys that fail as
Right.
NFL head coaches and bring him in. Pete Carroll, the bad stint of head coaching the first time the NFL went to college. He was pretty good at USC when he was there.
Yeah. Give
So
me all the failures
give me
if
all
that's
the
the case.
failures, man. Light them all up, man. I'll take them one at a time for sure.
Absolutely. Mike Green, thanks for the 4.99. Julian is poised for a great game versus T Sun, being the most accurate. Team Up North struggles bad with the quick passing game. Oklahoma QB and Illinois QB killed them. Yeah, they did. And teams who have the ability to do it will continue to find holes in that defense. There's definitely holes in that defense, Nevada. What you got on that?
Well, I mean, USC killed him. I mean, USC killed him with a quarterback that's not he's not a fraction as good as Julian's saying, and with wide receivers that aren't nearly as good either. So, yeah, I mean, they can be had on the ground, they can be had on the air, and I think the only thing that could kill us against Michigan would be just a crazy conservative, crazy predictable game plan. And I just truly do not believe that Ryan Day is going to go there again. I believe with every fiber in my being that he's learned, that he's evolved, that he's going to move past that, and I don't think we'll ever see another performance like that again. And
Agreed.
I think we're going to get the W.
I agree. You know how I feel about it. We getting that dub. Kevin Newby, thanks for the 199. Is Tate going to rock the Moss gloves against PSU? Did you see that, Nevada?
No, what this reference I am not familiar with. So explain this one
So
to me.
Randy Moss sent Carnell Tate, excuse me, some "You Got Moss" gloves for his play against Wisconsin over the two DBs, and there was a Ohio State showed a clip of Hartline presenting them to Tate. It was dope, and so now they're white gloves with purple, which I'm like, man, you should have sent him some red, but whatever. That's a good question. Is he going to break out the gloves next time he mosses somebody? If he does, it's going to be all over the internet, Nevada.
Well, here, now, excuse me for having post-traumatic stress disorder, but I think we're the only team in the history of college football that ever had a guy called for a penalty. Remember when we had the gloves that made like the block O or something like
Oh
that?
yeah.
And we caught the pass and they put the hands together and like the block O, and we got called that was called for taunting. Do you remember that?
Terrible. Yes.
I mean, I mean, we've had two things happen to us when I was at Ohio State that I just never. One was that. The other one was when Harbaugh was the quarterback at Michigan. This is how far back I'm going. And he was appealing to the referee because the crowd was too loud. This was back when if the crowd was too loud, they would call a penalty on the home crowd for being too loud. And we had a flag for not quieting down. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine what a stupid rule? I mean, those are two of the stupidest applications I've ever seen. So yeah, excuse me when I hear gloves. I don't know you have immediate
Triggering.
quivers about. Yeah, I'm triggered for sure.
Yeah, I remember that garbage. Whatever. Mike Green, thanks for the 199. Coach O is extremely personable. Parents love him. And also, I just thought about this, Nevada. Coach O, Block O. I mean, he could even play that up. But yeah, he's a lovable, big teddy bear type of guy. I think he'll be great in living rooms. I mean, he'll just be great. Like I said, I'm a press conference boy. He'll be great in interviews, Nevada.
If they look, if they can pull that one off, I mean, a lot of things have to happen. A lot of things have to not happen for him about getting other head coaching job opportunities. A lot of things have to happen to kind of line it up. But if it did happen, oh, it would be nonstop hilarity, great theater. He'd have the OSU beat eating. Well, they'll eat out of anybody's hands because those big fat guys will eat about anything. But he'll have them eaten out of his hand because he's certainly super quotable. And yeah, Coach Joe and the lockout that it was meant to be.
Absolutely. Mike Green again. Thanks for the 499. We forget Coach Saban is part of Fox, which cover the Big Ten games. Coach has obviously spent time with Day. I mean, we have their old players. True. And they always remind us of that, Nevada, don't they? Every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. If I put up a little reminding, they say, "Hey, look, we're going to remind you about this all," but you get Caleb Downs and Julian Sane, and you got Seth McLaughlin last year. I'll be like, okay, I can take a little bit of ribbing to have the most accurate quarterback in the history of college football and a two-time All-American safety and a Remington Award-winning center. We got to see if they can throw us a few more guys and they can rib us some more. I'll take that.
And remember, Alabama fans were saying you could take McLaughlin. He sucks. He has
Oh, I
bad
know.
snaps.
I know. That was so funny. That was so funny. And it's funny. The thing is, it turned out it wasn't even that. You know what it was? It was a Jalen Milrow thing with
Yes.
the cadences. It wasn't even on McLaughlin. That was the funny thing of that. I love it when people say stuff and then it gets debunked and it's like, oh, that was a bad take.
Yeah, man. We'll gladly take him and turn him into an award winner and all that good stuff. So yeah, keep them coming. But they need to stop saying former Alabama. We're done with that, especially with Julian saying he was there for what, a cup of coffee? Like,
Hey,
seriously.
3 weeks, I think. Yeah, three
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah. So speaking of saying, I'm glad he's getting as we get through this bye week, I'm glad he's getting some praise, some Heisman you know, buzz and all that stuff because he deserves it. So we got Penn State coming up. And I know it's not the big game it was supposed to be before, but it's a big stage. It's big noon back at the shoe. So I expect him to go off and make more noise. But in the
Oh no,
meantime,
no,
as
no, no, hold on,
go
no, hold
ahead.
on. I'm gonna ask you a question. This is a Heisman question, Renee, and you can't use the Google machine. So
Okay.
just, but you need to give me a quick answer right away, right there. Okay, there's a player that's above Julian Sane in the Heisman odds right now. Okay, and he is the quarterback for Alabama. What's his name?
Ty, what's his name? Simpson, not Simpson. What's his last name? Ty something. Is it
I don't.
Simpson?
I don't even know. I don't even know who the quarterback is for Alabama. That's what I said. It's like that's how bad we do job we do. They have a guy ahead of him in the thing that we don't even know the name of the guy, and he's ahead of Julian Sane in the Heisman odds right now.
Let me see. Yeah, I was right. Ty Simpson.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that
But
is.
I wasn't sure. I mean, I was, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it's
I mean,
cool.
our sports information director Jeremy is the worst. That guy is so useless. We do not promote our players. The fact that Ty, whatever his name is ahead of Julian Sane in the Heisman odds right now is all about lack of promotion. That guy cannot leave quick enough. He's been killing us for years. He's the last gift from Gene Smith, the gift that keeps on giving. Gene just revisiting us beyond the grave. Gene Smith. But yeah, that guy's got to get out of here. We need a real SID and fast.
Yeah, hopefully the next person will step in and do much better. But I think Sam will overcome that as we kind of get more into the season. Because, yeah, he needs to be up there. Looks like we got one more super chat. D Sunny, thanks for the 4.99. Do you think after winning the championship, it makes the coach more addicted to the chase since they've tasted how great winning is? Yes. Yes. No doubt. Nevada?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any question about it. I think, it's also, I mean, the old adage about how it's way easier to win the second one than it is to win the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And winning the first one in anything is the hardest thing in all of sports. And getting through that mental barrier, getting through everything it takes to get the first one, so hard. I'm telling you, the second one's going to come easy. Ryan Day is looking like a guy who's ready to go on a dynastic run, ready to start laying national championships and then one after another. But now he's got that first one, man. Watch out because he's gonna be a problem now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think he has the bloodthirst now. It's a wrap. He's about to go crazy, and it's starting with this year. So get ready. All right, guys. Listen, I know it's a Friday night. Got the Cavs. We got the World Series. Listen, tomorrow, it's maybe up in the air as far as if we go. I tell you what, if Sparty pulls off the upset,
Yeah, we're
we're
going.
going.
We're going.
We're
Yes.
going.
And
So
be
that's
you're gonna wear your Sparty helmet at the thing and on the post game show and everything like that.
and we might bring Intrinsic on too.
There we go. All right. We'll sing
So
songs and do the whole thing.
absolutely. So listen, Buckeye Scoop family, Buckeye Nation, we love you. Hopefully we'll have some good games tomorrow. And remember, once tomorrow's over, we'll be in game week. We'll be back into a season mode and no more breaks. All right. So just suffer through tomorrow and we'll be good. Go Cavs. And I hope you win your UFC card and all the other stuff, Nevada. Peace.